Stash fans. Ooh, yes. Tonight, I am back, aimlessly talking on my blog, YouTube blog. How's everybody? All right, tonight's a special stash. I think it'll probably be part one, or maybe, unless nobody gives a crap. Tonight, we review, or talk about, or discuss, okay, the simulation hypothesis by Rizwan Virk. I think that's how you say his name. An MIT computer scientist shows why AI, quantum physics, and instant mystics agree. We are living in a video game. Elon Musk has talked about this. Nothing about a video game. Every time you have deja vu, it's a glitch in the system. This is a fascinating book. This man is among other things, a video game making expert. He talks about the days of Pong. I think they were. I think it's a game that has like. Whoa. Uh, it was two lines and a dot hit. I think, and it was just basic, very basic. Then there are games that just tested your dexterity. Space Invaders. The great Steve Sweeney comic had an awesome joke a million years ago. I play this game like Space Invaders. It's like people come in and try to invade my pad. Space Invaders. I think that's how it went. I don't know. But that was an old game. What are the old games? Centipede, Space Invaders, Asteroids. Asteroids? Asteroid? I don't remember. But anyway, then he goes how the games, of course, have increased in complexity, and there are games where millions of people go on, and there are software programs, I believe, that this MIT guy works on that they render, they're self-rendering algorithms. So you go into these worlds, and I haven't really played them, but apparently it's awesome. And I'm not into video games, but I know they're getting more and more aesthetic. I think Doom was the one that had a world where you could enter. I think I've played that one. I think they made a movie of that. That was probably a big disappointment, but I don't know. So yeah, I've hated this idea of living in a machine, and yet this book, the way it goes into, I don't know, and the 3D printing. 3D printing. Remember that? They're worried. Will a guy print out a 3D plastic gun and infiltrate an airport? So there's that. China's supposed to be very, very advanced in that 3D printed stuff. And he's talking about the future where we'll be able to they'll be able to create organic things, life forms in there. So maybe they can get on a 3D printer and print out an army, the clone army, an army of soldiers or sex slaves or something. I don't know, or just drone people. I don't know about the future. I guess it's great. I notice how a lot of people just dive into it. I don't know. Anyway, the cover of this book is amazing, by the way. Let me look at that. I think that's in New York City. Oh God, I love a hardcover book, but sometimes a beautiful, book like this. Great. I totally recommend it. So computer scientists, fans of science fiction, video game enthusiast, or seeker. Yeah, I agree with that. This I don't really care much for video games, but I love this book, and people who are into that definitely definitely dig this. This is the best of the best of the MIT labs. This guy went to MIT and Stanford. I mean, crap. So he's a video game pioneer. Um, our physical reality is part of an increasingly sophisticated video game, not unlike that depicted in the movie The Matrix. The mystery is quantum physics. Forgive me. This actually explains that double slit test very well, by the way. And for those who are not shocked when they first come across quantum theory, cannot possibly have understood it. Niles Bohr. Indeed, does matter actually exist, or like pixels in a video game, are subatomic particles simply turned on and off as needed? You know, it goes into what is consciousness. Is HAL 9000 in 2001 as did that computer in that movie have just as much consciousness? If you haven't guessed, I am wearing tonight the Tony Stark Iron Man glasses because he's my friend. And I try to look like a version of Tony. Tony. Hey, the first one was awesome. Iron Man, and it went a little amok. What is this? This brings into the question: what is consciousness? Have you seen Sophia, the lady? I mean, as he said, there's come a long way from Max Headroom. Oh yeah, 3D printers, a rendering engine. So these rendering engines, so they may be already there when you go to these video games. Seems almost unlimited to where the characters um, can walk. I can remember the early. I did play the early versions of the old school Resident Evil. It seemed to be you were able to rock a long way. Somebody here in the comments, please tell me how far you can go in the sim world. I know in Sims you could go far, and I've heard you could meet celebrities on there or something like that. People meet on there. I know people who, as soon as they get home from work, they go into their simulated games. Why live in the real world? The sim world is far superior. I've heard that if you do 23andMe in one of those things, they'll take your DNA sample and everything you do online, every single keystroke, and they have medical ones and stuff like that. And once they have your DNA and once they have everything you do online, they can create a sim you. They may even have one. They're creating one of me. One of me, I'll break the whole thing. So needless to say, this book does talk about some of the stuff to help you through it. The usual references, and you don't mind, to the holodeck and the Matrix. Okay, because those are all very useful in talking about that, and that's been done before. The way though that this guy's knowledge of going to Pong up until the very advanced video games gives this gentleman's book. In other words, it goes very it guides the reader into that idea instead of just saying we live in we've been living in a world of a complete simulation. The great difference between old and new physics is both much simpler and much more profound. Both the old physics and the new physics were dealing with shadow symbols. But the new physics was forced to be aware of the fact, forced to be aware that it was dealing with shadows and illusions, not reality. Ken Weber, Quantum Questions. The layman always means when he says reality that he is speaking of something self-evidently known. Whereas to me it seems the most important and exceedingly difficult task of our time is to work on the construction of a new idea of reality. Right. Hey, somebody gave me a thumbs up. Thank you. Ray Kurzweil had said that, for instance, and I'd hate to get nasty, but he said that by the year 2017, virtual sex would exceed the real thing. Are they a little late now? Is that still a thing that's happening with the robots or with virtual or the VR goggles? Are people scared of procreating now because of the COVID? Zoom sex? When you have an affair now at work, do you meet on Zoom and you say sidebar me or whatever you have and let's talk dirty through the Zoom? I don't know. All I know is this sucks in every direction. But anyway, so everything they can do about these has increased, and this writer just guided through it because I think he goes into the singularity. Musk has said that humans will have to you know merge with machines to compete. And there's been I think that movie with Johnny Depp where he was he downloads himself to be immortal. I would argue that has nothing to do with that, and to a certain extent, the synthetic world doesn't even begin to touch the complexity of the organic world or the power of nature and the universe itself. I think that these things are amazing, and the idea that a created world is amazing in a holodeck, but they're only amazing. They're only more or less amazing to us, the human species. We're impressed by the holodeck and the matrix, the real nature, the real energy of it, the real Gaia. I don't know if I'd like to use that New Age word, or the prana, the real akasha, the real chi, the real energy, the real spirituality. Although it seems simple, still outclasses this. That's why I didn't care. I had mixed reservations about his tying it to the mystics and the yogis, but maybe I didn't even read that part enough. But the idea that these more and more sophisticated rendering machines and worlds creating may exceed that, and the comments by the Elon Musk and others that we are, or Dr. Michio Kaku and others. Kurzweil talks about the singularity. He's written that he would like to stay alive. He's trying to eat well and be healthy, so he will reach this point of this so-called singularity, emerging machines. Noam Chomsky, the linguist, I have mixed feelings about him. I can't argue with his brilliance and everything, but it's called the singularity a bunch of bullshit. Hey, and also the internet itself has been around a long time. The army had it. Email's been around a long time. Dr. Shiva, he didn't fucking invent email, and Al Gore didn't invent the internet. Bunch of shit. The army had that stuff. It was good old fucking Yankee ingenuity. All right? Damn it. I said it. America. He mentions World of Warcraft. In some ways, even though it's probably a Scientology thing, which is what it is. I thought the movie Vanilla Sky did the simulacrum thing better than The Matrix. The Matrix was a beautiful, stylistic martial arts movie with that theme that wowed us all, and we love the idea that we are all, everything's an illusion, and we are indeed, a bunch of people living in glass tubes, sucking the bio-organic life force out of us to run things for the man. I loved it on every level. It's probably a better movie, but the idea that we live in a simulacrum was probably better presented in the movie Vanilla Sky. And even the 13th floor or something like that. Because of the beauty and aesthetics of the Matrix and the direction where it went, and I love 2 and 3, but I don't, I think they just did those movies because they got the money. But I don't know. The number one, changed the movies forever, probably. Tremendous style, beautiful martial arts, incredible actors, but yet the Vanilla Sky with the tech, when he calls out for tech support to redo it, and the illusionary nature of it. I don't know. Thought it was damn good. In any case, sorry if any shoddiness I'm doing my review with this. Truth be told, I probably read half of it, and but it's just. I mean, I'm going to continue. How many universes are there? Stephen Hawking suggests that the number of universes may not be infinite, but are all limited to a number of particles, the simulacrum symbols. They go back and forth. There's limitless universes, or it's finite. We're all just a bunch of Fibonacci patterns. Oh, you know what? He references the old video games. It was kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, which was role play, all written, but the computer would respond, and then it went up from there. Colossal Cave, Adventure was a sort of a D&D Dungeon Dragons game. It was the game state, the game world. I keep forgetting. I don't know if Musk himself is actually aliens, just frighteningly intelligent aliens, just are fucking around, and they created this. Yes, I did go into part of it. The afterlife, the Maya state. That is the world of illusion, and look yoga, dream yoga of a Tibetan technique of lucid dreaming. He recommends a book called Zen Entrepreneurship. He beautifully, flawlessly goes over some of these content. If you're into trying to figure out these physics concepts, he gives something for the layman in this. Definitely, this is so you don't have to be a scientist or whatever. Quantum indeterminacy, quantum entanglement. Wow, so he was definitely proves that MIT is still the best. So the pixelation, quantum indeterminacy, quantum entanglement. Any scientists, get on here and help me out, will you? Any scientist? I look like mean Tony Stark. Tony Stark's brother. Again, it goes into also this idea that things exist because they're observed. I've tried my best to talk about this before. King's Quest. A rendered world. So they've gone from Pong to these games where it's almost unlimited now. And the birth and death are doors through which you pass from one dream to another. Anybody out there? I don't know how to do this thing. What are you supposed to advertise on or something? There's such a thing as sucking at YouTube. Ugh. I don't know. How do I look? Let's talk about Iron Man. Let me see. Now, if Tony Stark died in the last Avengers, which I like the one before the last one. I don't know why. He could still, because Scarlett Johansson is coming back as Black Widow. I go back and forth. Nobody bitches about the comic book movies more than me, and yet I enjoy them. But and the main thing is to go down to Times Square now, which is probably totally forbidden, and just stand with one of those guys. I should go there, But if I just as Tony Stark, it wouldn't be good enough. You got to have the fake Iron Man out there with the drawn-in chest and shit. Why not? For those of you who've been watching my channel, I am fucking huge, by the way. You gotta know that. If you're a Stash fan, don't forget. Oh, I hope I don't look fat. I'm changing. If you're watching this channel and you don't like this shit, don't forget I'm huge. Oh, God. All right. Sorry, everybody. All right, nobody's on. So that was just all a simulation. I'm not really huge. I'm actually skinny. Don't forget to check this book out. Tony Stark. Oh, crush me. Oh. I'm going to probably do a cosplay because Tony's really built. And sometimes if I eat good enough, I look good. So I might do it. I was against those, but I'm going to try to try those because I just, it's fun and it's something that I tried to say I didn't like so I could sound cool. But I do like it. I want to be a cosplayer. All right. I'm changing. Oh, it's Monday night. All right. Okay. Rizwan Virk, Virk. Rizwan Virk. I don't know how to pronounce his name. MIT. Give this book a whirl. It might even be better on Kindle. I don't know. So you can underline stuff. But, I thought we live in a civilization, simulacrum simulator was baloney. And now I'm telling you, you want to read this book, the way he guides you through from Pong to today's modern day games and his thoughts behind it, because this guy is really, he has to be one of the top video game masters for a long time. And he's a scientist, MIT. Are we just created by an advanced race? And we don't know who the hell we are. Consciousness, nothing is real. And my friends, I'll see you soon. I hope you like my new thing where I'm trying to borrow shades or buy shades and have shades on every different one. And I hope people watch this thing. Nobody liked the comedy one because I guess I didn't go anywhere. But this is pretty good because I'm recommending this book and I gave you some quotes and a general idea. You may want to read this book. In fact, read some books. Okay? Okay? Because, I don't know, just don't do the streaming of Netflix. I think it's great. Or Prime. It is fun. You know what? At least 3 to 4 days a week, shut it off and read some fucking books. Okay? And then do reviews and send them to me in these things. All right? All right. I know you're busy. Everybody's working all the time. Are you broke or you're dead? But read. Even if you're dead, read and get back to me. All right. I'm out of my mind in a good way. I'll see you guys soon. I'm sorry I took my shirt off. That was weird. All right. Tell me what you think of my new style of doing shades and just ranting. And if you want more book reviews, tell me something. The only ones that people have liked, I've talked about Aleister Crowley. He's a badass, but that's weird. I don't want to change to the Crowley channel. Let me know what you thought of my semi-good review of this book. All right? I've got it in my mind. And let me know if I should shut up earlier. Okay? All right. Full moon Wednesday night. Intense. It's going to be intense tonight. It's going to be intense Tuesday night. Maybe I'll get on here on the full moon. All right? So if anybody's interested in chatting, let me know in the line knows. Let's get on the full moon. All right? All right. God bless. Love you guys.